Hello students, welcome back in this video session of pharmaceutical organic chemistry. So in this video we will be discussing about the IUPAC rules for nomenclature of amines. Amines are very much important as far as the pharmaceuticals are concerned. So let's get started. What are amines? Amines are the organic derivatives of ammonia, that is NH3. Amines are the most important compounds in organic chemistry which behaves as bases, because there is a nitrogen atom which have a lone pair of electron, and as per the Lewis acid base theory, you know, the bases are the substances which can have ability to donate the electron pair. Okay, so they can easily donate the lone pair of electron which is present on this nitrogen, and they behave or they act as a basis. Okay, so the simplest example of amine, that is methanamine. Okay, so there is a methane CH3 and this is bonded to NH2, so this is referred as the methanamine. So compounds that contain one or more nitrogen atoms are among the most common organic materials in the nature, mostly in the pharmacognosy, that is the medicinal plants. They have alkaloids. So alkaloids are an important class of substances which are having a therapeutic action, and these are very widely used in pharmaceuticals as a medicine. Okay, there are different types of alkaloids which you will be studying in a pharmacognosy. Then you have the amino acids, which you are already familiar. So these amino acids, they have the amino group in their structure. The name indicates itself, it is a amino acid. Okay, so there is acid functionality, along with that there is a amino group, that is NH2, and these amino acids like cysteine, alanine, glycine and so on, these are again a very important part of our body as a biomolecules. So there is a need to get familiarized with the amines, and these amines are also substrate for many organic reactions in the organic chemistry. So these are very important to study, and we should able to nomenclate the different amines. Okay, so we'll see how the amines can be named by using a common name system. So alkyl amines are written as one word, and the name of the alkyl group are written in an alphabetical order. So this is as simple as that. Similar to the ethers, even the simple amines are named with the common name system. So here methyl is a substituent which is attached to this amino nitrogen. So here we will write as methyl amine. Okay, so this is a primary amine. Then we have another structure here in which there are two substituents. Okay, so this is a secondary amine. So here you can see one is a methyl and other one is a ethyl. So obviously these substituents should be written in alphabetical order. So ethyl will take a priority over the methyl. So we will write as ethyl methyl amine. Okay, so that is how we can name the amines by using common naming system. Then the amines can also be subclassified, similar to the alcohols, how we have subclassified alcohols into primary, secondary and tertiary based on the number of carbon atoms which are attached to the oxygen. So here it is based on the number of carbon atoms which are attached to the nitrogen atom, because here it is a amine. Okay, in case of alcohol it was with the oxygen, and here in place of oxygen now we have the nitrogen. So we can subclassify the amines based on the number of carbon atoms which are attached to the nitrogen atom. So we'll try to understand by looking at the structure. So here you can see to the nitrogen atom of the amino, how many carbons are attached. Here there is only one carbon atom, and that's why this is referred as the primary amine. Okay, so this we can refer it as it is a primary amine. Okay, so the name of this structure is methanamine, or it is also referred as methyl amine. Then here you can see in this structure again there is a amino group, but to the nitrogen there are two carbon atoms attached. Okay, so this is one and this is second. So two carbons are bonded to the nitrogen of the amino group, and that's why this is referred as the secondary amine. Okay, so this is a secondary amine, and the name of this amine is N-methyl-methanamine, which is also referred as dimethylamine. Then finally we have a tertiary amine, where you can see here there are 3 carbon atoms which are bonded to the nitrogen of this amino. Okay, so this will be referred as the tertiary amine. Okay, so the name of this structure is N,N-dimethyl-methanamine, or it is also referred as triethylamine, because there are trimethylamine, because 3 methyl atoms are attached, groups are attached to this particular nitrogen. So this is a tertiary amine. So this is how we can classify the amines. So this is based on the number of carbon atoms which are attached or bonded to the nitrogen atom. If 1 carbon is bonded, it is primary. If 2 carbons are bonded, it is secondary. If 3 carbons are bonded to the nitrogen, we refer it as a tertiary amine. Alright. Okay. Now we will see how we can name the amines using a systematic way, that is IUPAC rules. So first we will try to understand what the rules are. As per the rule number 1, for nomenclating primary amines, okay, where only 1 carbon atom is attached to the nitrogen of the amino, we have to drop the final letter E of the parent hydrocarbon. Okay, so let's say if it is a methane, so E should be dropped, and we have to suffix, instead of E we have to add the amine. Then rule number 2, do not count the nitrogen atom to establish the parent name, and also do not number it. Okay, so nitrogen should not be counted. Okay, so it is neither counted and nor numbered in the nomenclature system. Then rule number 3, use the letter N, capital N, to show the alkyl substituents are bonded to the nitrogen atom. Okay, in case of secondary and tertiary amine, this is applicable, where the nitrogen is bonded to 2 carbons and 3 carbons. So in this case the letter N should be used in a capital. Then in such case the parent name is based on the largest or the most complex alkyl group. Okay, so that is again in line with the ethers or thioethers. It is common to use the hydrocarbon root name as if it were a substituent with the suffix -amine. Okay, so this can also be used, and that correspond to the naming amines as hydrocarbon derivatives of the ammonia. So we will try to get more better idea by taking some representative examples. Okay, now here you can see, can you tell me this is a primary, secondary or tertiary amine? So here the nitrogen is bonded to how many carbons? Only 1 carbon. It is directly bonded to only 1 carbon. So that's why this is an example of primary amine. Okay, this is an example of primary amine. So here how you can name this? So this is which group? You should remember this is a isopropyl group. So you can also name this compound in a very simple way, that is iso, then it is a propyl, and then you can suffix as amine, isopropyl amine. Okay, but this is quite a common way for naming this compound, so we can use our systematic rules and then we can name this. Okay, now here the numbering can be done. So here you can count the number of carbon atoms 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so at carbon 2 we have methane, ethane and propane. So the name of this compound will be 2 dash, then propane. Now remember, E should be dropped, so this should not be written, propane, and then amine will be suffixed. So the correct name of this compound will be 2 dash propanamine. Okay, 2 dash propanamine will be the correct way to nomenclate this compound as per the IUPAC system. Okay, Then take another example. Now here again there are two ethyl substituent, both are same, and this is an example of which amine? This is a secondary amine. Okay, because you can see the nitrogen is bonded to the two carbon atoms. Okay, now in case of secondary and tertiary, I have told you we have to use the letter N. It should be in a capital way. So we can prefix the letter N, and then it is how it is referred. First you have to take the substituent, so we can write N dash, we can write as a substituent ethyl, and then remaining is ethane, and E should not be written, and then what you have to write? Amine. Okay, so the correct way of writing this structure will be N-ethyl ethanamine. Okay, we also refer this as diethyl amine. Okay, because two ethyl substituents are attached to the nitrogen and it is a amine, so it is a diethyl amine, and the IUPAC system says we have to write in this way, that is N-ethyl ethanamine. Alright, okay. Now see, there is a cyclohexane, and this is a tertiary amine because the nitrogen is bonded to 3 carbon atoms. Now in this case again it is a tertiary amine, so we have to use a letter N. Okay, and then we have to show the substituent. So here this is a methyl and there is another methyl here. So how we can name this? We can write N. Again we can write N. 2N we can write because one we can indicate as this substituent and another we can indicate as this substituent. So it will be NN. Okay, and then there is one more substituent. So 2 methyls are there. So we can write NN dimethyl, and then this is a parent chain because this is a lengthier chain. Okay, so it will be a cyclohexane. E should not be written, instead of E we have to write amine. So the correct name of this compound will be N-dimethyl cyclohexanamine. Okay, alright. Then look at the other structure. Here one methyl, here one methyl, and there is a methyl here, ethyl here, methyl here. Okay, so this is one part and this is the remaining is the other part. So we can give the numbering here 1, 2, 3, and let's say I am taking this carbon as 4. So this is again a substituent. Okay, so here we can consider this, this is a chain. Okay, like this. Now how you can number it? So I can number this in a way. I can write here 3, 3. Okay, at carbon 3 we have 2 methyls. Okay, so it will be 3, 3, and at this nitrogen again we have 2 methyls. So what you can write? You can write N, N. Okay, then how many methyls are there? Totally 4 methyls. So we can represent as tetra. Then we can write the name of the substituent as methyl, and then we have to suffix the parent hydrocarbon chain. So it is a butane. Okay, it is a butane. E should not be written. The E should be replaced with the amine. So the correct name of this structure will be 3,3-NN tetramethyl butanamine. Okay. Now rule number 4, when 4 carbon atoms are attached to the nitrogen, the compound is no longer basic because it doesn't have the electron pair to donate. So obviously the basicity of that particular structure or the molecule will be lost. So in such case, the tetra coordinate nitrogen atom possesses a positive charge and is the cationic portion of the type of compound known as the quaternary ammonium salt. Okay, so how it look like? So here you can see this nitrogen is bonded to the 4 atoms. Okay, so it is bonded to the 4-methyl and it is a salt of this iodine. So it is a quaternary ammonium salt. We refer it as a tetramethyl ammonium iodide. Okay, so it is no more basic in nature. You can see on the nitrogen there is a positive charge. Then there is a ammonium chloride, okay, NH4Cl. Then similarly we can have the dimethyl ammonium chloride. So these are the quaternary ammonium salts, okay, and these are the simple way you can use their names. Then rule number 5, the prefix amino or alkyl amino is used when amine is a substituent on the parent molecule. Okay, what we have to use as a prefix amino or alkyl amino when amine is present as a substituent on the parent molecule. In some cases, a parent chain with a nitrogen atom in it is identified by adding the prefix aza. Okay, especially we use this in a heterocyclic compounds in a manner analogous to the oxa. We have seen oxirane and so on for naming the ethers. Okay, so here you can see this nitrogen or the amino group is present as a substituent. Okay, and there is another functionality, that is alcohol. So obviously when you compare the alcohol with that of the amine, alcohols will always get a priority over the amines. Okay, so for writing the numbering here, obviously we have to give the least possible number to the alcohol and then followed by the amines. Okay, because here there are only 2 functionalities. So how we can name here? In this case, at carbon 2 we have a amino. Okay, so I can write 2 dash, and now we have to add in this parenthesis. So here it will be n comma n, because there are 2 methyl, so it will be dimethyl and n dimethyl, and this is amino. Okay, so we will write as amino. Then we can complete the parenthesis, and then it is a cyclic structure having 5 carbon atoms. So it is a cyclopentane. Okay, so I will write as cyclopentane. A and E should not be written because there is a alcoholic group. Okay, hydroxyl group is there. So for alcohol we have a ending suffix as -ol. Okay, so it will be pentanol. Okay, OL will be written. So this alkane letter Ne will be replaced, E will be replaced with the ol. So it is a cyclopentanol. Okay, then you can see there is another structure here. So this is commonly referred as the piperidine. This is a saturated heterocyclic compounds. It is a piperidine. Okay, so this is referred as aza. When nitrogen is present in a cyclic system, it is replacing one of the carbon atom of the ring system. We refer this as aza, and it is a cyclic structure, so we will write as cyclohexane. Aza-cyclohexane will be the correct name for this compound, aza-cyclohexane. Okay. Then rule number 6, anilines are the amines in which the amino group is connected to carbon atom of the benzene ring. So here you can see amino group is connected to the benzene ring. So this is as a substituent. Similarly here also it is as a substituent. So in this case we can refer this compound as benzenamine. Okay, so what we have done here, it is a benzene. So this E should be replaced with the amine. Okay, so it is a benzenamine. Okay, so here in this structure you can see it will be written as N because it is a secondary amine, so it will be prefixed as N, and then there is a ethyl substituent here. Okay, so it is a N ethyl and benzenamine, like this. Similar to this, we can write here as N-ethyl benzenamine. Okay, we can also write here as N-ethyl aniline, N-ethyl aniline, because this structure is also referred as aniline. It is a common name, but IUPAC has accepted it as the naming system. So this is an aniline. So if you are using aniline, you can also write as N-ethyl aniline, or you can write N-ethyl benzenamine. Alright, okay. So you can try this structure. So there are 3 methyl substituent attached to this carbon, okay, and then there is a NH2 group. So how we can name here, I can write the numbering as 1, 2 and 3, okay, and there is a amino functionality. So this substituent I am considering as, this group I am considering as substituent, so I will write as 2-methyl, okay, 2-methyl. So it will be 1, 2 and 3, so it is a propane, okay. So 2-methyl propanamine, okay, like that we can write the name of this compound, 2-methyl propanamine. Alright, can you try this structure? So try to nomenclate this. So this is again a tertiary amine, so you have to use NN, then this is ethyl, and then this is the benzene ring, okay. So benzenamine will be suffixed. So you can try to answer this and write your answer in the chat box. Then see the another structure here, one amino group is there, and also there is a carbon-carbon double bond, so alkene functionality is there, okay. So you can number like this, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So at carbon 3 the double bond is starting, so it will be a butene, okay, and then amine we have to suffix. So you can try this and write the answer in the chat box. So this is all about the nomenclature of amines. Hope you understood this. Thank you for watching this video.